Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you all programs and options on this Bosch WIW28300GB. Now, we've got a very basic temperature on dial selection. I say very basic, I mean in the sense that we're quite limited on the temperatures we can select, which I'll go over in a while when we get round to particularly the left hand side of the dial. Obviously we're going to start round at Cottons and we're going to work our way around as we do with every other machine. But before we do that, this is the display on the right hand side. We've got spin speed button to change the spin speed, finished in button which is a time delay button, and speed perfect and eco perfect options, which obviously is to enable speed perfect or eco perfect. And then of course we have the start and reload button. So start at 20 degrees, so this is cotton 20, so it's 2 hours and 35 minutes by default, and obviously you're allowed the full 1400. You can choose from 1200, 1000, 800, 600, 400, 0. I thought that was a rinse hold as well. Maybe that is rinse hold. Maybe you can't just do 0. I forget which way around it is. Someone will know. 2 hours 35 by default. With speed perfect, it's 1 hour. With eco perfect, it's 3 hours and 9 minutes. Oh, while we're here, delay can go from 4 hours, 5, 6, and so on. Up to 24 hours. And then if you press it again, it cancels the timer. Next up is cotton 40. This is 3 hours 13 by default. Again, you can have all spin speeds and you can have delay timer. Speed perfect is 1 hour again, and eco perfect is 4 hours and 9 minutes. Next up, we have cotton eco 40, 4 hours and 9 minutes. Again, the same as 40 speed perfect. Why they needed to make an extra cycle for eco 40 when 40 eco perfect already exists, I have no idea. It's taking up a space on the dial, and it's the same with 60 down here. They are the same length and basically the exact same programming. And I'm assuming it's the same for 40s. So really that could have been 2 extra cycles on the dial, but they decided to put them as a cycle that already exists through options for some reason, but oh well. Eco 40, 4 hours and 9 minutes. You can have all spin speeds on this as well. And rinse hold. I'm going to assume that's rinse hold. Obviously you can't have speed or eco on this cycle, but you can still have time delay. Next up, 40 and pre-wash. 3 hours 47 minutes, obviously 40 degrees with a pre-wash at the start. What I would have liked, and I think a lot of people would agree with me here, I would prefer this to be a 60 degree and pre-wash cycle. I feel like that 60 degree and pre-wash would be much more needed than a 40 degree and pre-wash cycle. And yes, I know you can just run the pre-wash and change it to 60, but I think people are more likely to want a 60 degree with a pre-wash than a 40 degree with a pre-wash, personally. And that's mainly because I don't know anyone really who actually uses pre-wash anymore, outside of the washer community, I mean. And the washer community likes high temperature washes, as they should. So yeah, I personally think that should be a 60 degree and pre-wash. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think. Regardless, with speed, that's 1 hour 34. With eco, that's 4 hours 43, which is the longest cycle on this machine. Next up is Cosson 60, which is 2 hours 35 minutes by default. Quite short for a 60-degree cycle, to be honest, especially when 40 degrees is 3 hours 13. With speed, that's 1 hour and 6. And with eco, that's 4 hours 19. Eco 60, again, 4 hours 19. Obviously, can't have speed or eco, it's already eco. Cosson 90, 2 hours 39 by default. With speed, it's 1 hour 39. And with eco, it's 3 hours 13. With eco, it heats to about 76. With speed, it's... I don't actually know, I haven't tested. Rinse is a softer rinse followed by a full 1400 spin, even though it defaults to 1200. By default, you can have spin speeds all the way down. That is rinse hold because I just saw 0. Yeah, 1400. Obviously you can't have speed or eco on rinse, but you can still have delay as you can on everything. Spin and drain, separate spin only cycle, again defaults to 1200, which I think, considering the spin speeds go downwards instead of up, I think is quite annoying personally. Obviously no rinse hold on spin and drain cycle. And obviously no speed or eco on spin and drain cycle. Easy Care 30, 1 hour 26 by default. With speed it's 55 minutes and with eco it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. 1200 RPM by default, 1200 RPM maximum also. Just show you that. You can have 0 and rinse hold on this as well. There you go, 1200 maximum. Got 30 and 40 to choose from. I personally would have preferred 40 and 60. Or for at least an Easy Care 60 to take the space of one of these and everything just shifts around. Because again, those are unnecessary, those 2 extra eco cycles. And I feel like an Easy Care 60 is necessary on machines. Much more so than an Easy Care 30, considering everything can survive 40. Easy Care 40, 1 hour 55 minutes. With speed, it's 55 minutes. And with eco, it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. So very similar to Easy Care 30. And again, the spin speeds are the same. 1200 by default, 1200 max. You can go all the way down. Wall, 30 degrees. Again, I would like an option to have 40 degrees, but you know, with temp on dial, you can't have everything. 30 degrees is, I'd say, is okay for wall, though. Although I personally, my personal opinion, I would prefer to have 40 as everything, like as a minimum, because I never use below 40. But that's me. 800 RPM by default. Also pretty sure that's maximum. Yep. And again, you can have rinse hold and no spin. Speed and eco are not allowed, it's 40 minutes, and knowing BSH, it probably barely tumbles at all. Delicate Silk 30, 43 minutes, max RPM is 800, but defaults are 600. With speed it's 38 minutes, with eco it's 48 minutes. Mix load 40, by default 1 hour and 6 minutes. With speed it's 48 minutes, and with eco it's 1 hour and 22 minutes. And mix load 40 defaults to 1400, allows 1400 and allows everything including rinse hold. Night wash 40, now this is designed for obviously washing at night. It's a lot more sensitive when spinning than the other cycles, a lot more. But nothing, still doesn't compare to the sensitivity of the Bosch WIW28300GB that I featured before. So yeah, it defaults to 600, but you can change it all the way up to 1400, and if you do so, the intermediate spins will be up to 1000 with instant deceleration. All the spins are instant deceleration for fairly obvious reasons, to keep noise to a minimum while still sort of maximising performance without spinning for, you know, with avoiding spinning basically. Speed is 57 minutes and eco is an hour and 31 minutes. I'll just put it onto spin and drain to show you the child lock. And you get a little child lock icon up there. Obviously that means they can't mess around with the thing. They can turn it off. Which resumes it from where it was. I thought it had cancelled for a second there. That's it. And if you press and hold that, it then cancels, which is not what I expected it to do, to be honest. That's a bit of an oversight, because, yeah. But then again, I suppose if you've enabled it, you're not going to cancel it till it's finished anyway, so I guess they didn't really need to think about that one. Anyway, that's it for all the programs and options on this Bosch WIW28300GB. I hope this was helpful. If it was, then please leave a like. I also hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.